Welcome to Buckeyes Tomorrow Morning for Thursday, March 27th. I'm your host, Tom Orr. The Texas game in 156 days, the game against Michigan in 247 days. If you're planning your next event, make it unforgettable with Grateful Griddle, Columbus's favorite food truck, serving up smash burgers, gourmet sandwiches, and good vibes. Book your catering today at gratefulgriddleoh.com. Today's show, those nights when it's like mom and dad don't have the ingredients to make exactly a typical dinner. You kind of just sort of throw some stuff together and it's a little bit of a hodgepodge. That's kind of what today's show is, because there's a whole bunch to talk about, but none of it's exactly a full show. So we're going to be talking about a bunch of different stuff. You're going to get to hear from a couple different guys from Ohio State's Pro Day, which happened on Wednesday. A lot of stuff to talk about here. Let's start with basketball, men's basketball. Ohio State has landed its first transfer of this offseason, Gabe Cupps, out of Indiana. He played for Indiana the last 2 years. He got kind of thrown into a bigger than expected role as a true freshman last year due to injuries from some other guys. And then this year, he missed most of his second year because of his own injury issues. Had knee surgery back in sort of late November, early December, missed the rest of the season, entered the transfer portal, and now he is coming back to Ohio and play for the Buckeyes. He was the third highest rated player in the state of Ohio in the class of 2023, coming back now home to his home state to play for the Buckeyes. In that class, he was ranked up behind only Devin Royal, who is currently on the Ohio State basketball team, and Dalen Swain, who went to Xavier, played 2 years, and he now also is in the transfer portal. He entered the portal on Monday, so I guess watch this space. Buckeyes could go for three potentially with the top three players from the state of Ohio in the class of 2023. We'll see how that all goes. The transfer portal giveth, and the transfer portal taketh away. On to women's basketball now. Cody McMahon, she entered the portal. She's one of the biggest names around the Ohio State program over the last few years. She led the team in scoring this year, 16.5 points per game. She also won the Big Ten Freshman of the Year award in 2023. She was first team All Big Ten and honorable mention AP All-American in each of the last 2 seasons, but she is now in the portal. After their loss to Tennessee over the weekend, she said she was, quote, very frustrated. It was the second year in a row where the Buckeyes had a second-round exit on their home floor. Last year to Duke, this year to Tennessee. Next year, well, we'll see what Kevin McGuff can come up with. They've now lost all 3 starters in their front court from this year's team. So there you go. There's a little bit of a basketball update for you. Now on to football. We will be back in the Woody Hayes on Thursday, talking to the linebackers and the tight ends. We'll have much more spring football coverage for you then. Today, though, the football coverage centers around Ohio State's Pro Day. The Buckeyes were working out inside the Woody Hayes Athletic Center on Wednesday for more than 100 NFL folks, including about a half dozen GMs and head coaches. So lots of big name folks there. And the Buckeyes, they had a pretty solid day overall. We'll just kind of give you a quick run through a lot of this stuff. If you want to see all this stuff, we've got footage of a lot of it on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Buckeye Huddle. We'll start with Will Howard, the quarterback. Very strong day overall for him. There were only 2 passes that were incomplete all day out of him, and those were considered drops by some of the folks who were there. So you can make your own decisions by watching all of his throws. We have every Will Howard throw on our YouTube channel. You can find that there, youtube.com/Buckeye Huddle. So very, very good day for Will Howard. Good day as well for Emeka Egbuka. You kind of know what you're getting with Emeka Egbuka. Really strong hands, really good route runner. Question was, how fast will he run? He ran a 4.45 40, according to the results put out by Ohio State, 4.445. Sorry, that was a lot of numbers very quickly. 4.445 on the 40-yard dash for Emeka Egbuka. That was a number that people seemed happy with, I think. Jordan Hancock, he was happy with how he ran as well. The cornerback, he was to get listed as a 4.42 40 by Ohio State. He seemed, again, happy with how he ran. That was sort of like one of the questions around him. That question may have been answered there. Highest number of reps on the bench, repping at 225 pounds on the bench press. That would be Ty Hamilton. We keep talking to him for his whole career. I've talked about him as sort of the guy who's a little bit underrated, a little bit forgotten. And there he is, the strongest guy of those who tested on the bench. 35 reps for Ty Hamilton. Josh Simmons, remember him? Tackle. He suffered a season-ending knee injury against Oregon in the middle of the season. Missed out on the whole run to the national championship. Had to watch from the sidelines. He pumped out 33 reps on the bench. That was considered a very good day for him as well. So, all right. So now I'm going to let you hear a little bit from some of the Buckeyes who took part in those events and took part in the pro day workouts. We're going to start with Donovan Jackson. Just get his overall thoughts on the day, how things went for him.
I thought it went pretty well today. I was able to, for the most part, hit all the numbers I set out to hit in terms of jumping and benching and everything like that. In terms of the overall drills I did, I felt like I looked fluid, strong. So I couldn't be more proud of what I put in today. But no, it's just a start. There's a lot more I have to do from here, but I'm excited.
Donovan Jackson spent most of his career at guard and then spent the last half of last season, obviously, at left tackle and did an incredible job for the Buckeyes. Then the question becomes, okay, where is he going to play in the pros? Where are teams talking about him playing in the pros? Where do they think he might fit? So here is his answer, and this is sort of a typical Donovan Jackson sense of humor answer here.
Yeah, I had a couple conversations with people. Some have me at some positions, some have me at different positions, some have me in positions I've never even played yet. But I just really need a job. So wherever they tell me to play, I'm going to play at it and do it to the best of my abilities.
Next up, Jack Sawyer. Jack Sawyer had a very minor tweak of his hamstring, nothing to be super worried about, nothing long term, but he didn't end up running the 40. But he did do some other drills. He was asked whether there was maybe a little bit less pressure as he was working out, doing all this stuff for all these teams, just based on having so much good film out there from last season. We'll hear that answer. Then we'll hear a quick follow-up from Dan Hope.
Yeah, for me and JT and these guys and Tyleek, today was just fun for us. It's just one last time again to get together, one last ride in the Woody, and get out here and work together with Coach Johnson.
What's it like when you look up there and see those banners on the wall?
Yeah, it's a dream come true, man. It's been a long 4 years here, the ups and downs, and I wouldn't trade anyone for the world. Being able to come back now and see that we left something here, it feels good.
Now on to Seth McLaughlin, who is still rehabbing his Achilles injury, so he really did not take part in pro day at all, other than just sort of hanging out and talking to teams. He was not actively running or doing any of that kind of stuff. But he was asked that same question about sort of looking around the Woody. This is sort of the last time in that building for at least a while for a lot of these guys. And Seth McLaughlin just sort of looking around and seeing the banners and realizing what this team has accomplished.
Yeah, it's cool. We pointed to those all off season, hoping to hang these, and seeing all my friends up here on these, seeing tears of joy, happiness. Those are like the happiest moments of these guys' lives up to this point. So it's cool to see those kind of immortalized in the Woody.
And finally, this was not just a day for the guys who are turning pro this year. This is also a chance for some of the younger guys to shine as well. Lincoln Keenholz, for example, got to throw a bunch. Got younger wide receivers like Brandon Inniss, Bryson Rogers getting to run routes in front of all these NFL guys. What kind of an opportunity is that for those young guys?
And KJ and Caden also came out as well. I think it's good. I think it's good experience. It's good for them to realize, what's out in front of them. And it was good for all of our guys to support this class. Sometimes these events can get a little stale, so we try to turn up the music a little bit, to try to create atmosphere and have our guys cheer them on. And it was good. It was great to see our players out here.
So that'll do it for Pro Day for the Buckeyes. Buckeye football team will be back on the field tomorrow. We'll be there after practice to talk to the tight ends and the linebackers. There's other stuff going on tomorrow as well on Thursday. Buckeye hockey team, men's hockey team, taking on Boston University at 2 p.m. Eastern. They're playing up in Toledo in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Winner of that game will get the winner of Michigan State and Cornell. So that is a big, big game. That's always a fun tournament. Single elimination. Anything can happen. A lot of fun in that NCAA men's hockey tournament. So if you are in the Toledo area, you can see it. If not, it will be on ESPNU. And then we'll have plenty of coverage of football for you as well. So a lot of stuff going on this week. We hope you can be at BuckeyeHuddle.com to talk to us about all of it. For Tony, Kevin, and I cover the team. Mark covers recruiting. We got our whole team of X's and O's gurus there as well to make you a smarter football fan, all at BuckeyeHuddle.com. That'll do it for today. Thank you guys all for joining us. Have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.